Good morning, Roll Gang. Welcome on into another episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake. I am Processus Sky here, your host this morning for another episode of the show where we smoke up some joints live here at 8 a.m. Pacific time every weekday morning and talk about some pot, talk about some cannabis content, because that's just what we're about, right, Roll Gang? But however, I did forget my grinder and some papers, so I actually don't even. All right, shit, I'm rolling a fatty today. But anyways, goodness gracious, Processor, you have, thankfully there's some herb left in the grinder. I love when that happens. But anyways, today Tasia Puilani with Sesh Brand was supposed to schedule because she said that she has a photo shoot this morning. It was really funny because I was pretty confident that she would make it on the show yesterday, but she is a very, very important job, and we're gonna get her rescheduled and bring her to you guys. But for today, it is Wednesday, so I figured I might as well hit up a last minute mailbag tweet and see what I get in my replies. So, last minute mailbag, really need your help, Roll Gang. If you guys wouldn't mind helping out next time, it's at rolling_spoon on Twitter where I post the mailbag questions. And any question you comment, you get a free shout out. No free shout outs. But also, any question that you like answered, you will get answered. So the first question on this midweek mailbag episode is from @BesserFrank and @BesserFrank on Spoon for my weed. Just use your fingers. And I feel you, Frank. I feel you, my man. But you don't. But if you really want to pinch your herb, you wouldn't pinch your wax. And Lord knows that our medicine that we enjoy consuming so much would much rather stick to your fingers than the plant matter. So your fingers, my man. I just this company, the Rolling Spoon, is for sophisticated individuals that want to keep their amazing tools that God gave us clean and not sticky, and then the amazing medicine that God gave us to smoke. I'd rather it in my joint than on my fingers. And the non-stick PP, you can see there's no resin left in that baby. So got it all in the joint here to smoke this morning on the Weekday Wake and Bake. And shout out Besser Frank for the question, but I appreciate you. I need to get you a spoon so that you can see how that goes. Yeah, Mercedington says no fingers here, no way. Yeah, get out of here. You're gonna pinch your weed into your joint. I think that's a little bit rudimentary, if you will. But anyways, before I get into any other questions here on the midweek mailbag episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake, this episode is brought to you by the Rolling Spoon, the cannabis multi-tool that helps to keep your fingers clean and helps you to roll a dime every time, just like I'm about to seal this baby up. Couldn't have done spoon. I could have rolled it, but not as evenly, not as perfectly. I mean, this baby isn't gonna run once I spark it. You know, we want evenly burn every single time. You got the poker side. He didn't ask about the poker, Besser Frank. Sorry, Besser Frank. I'm not bullying you, my man. I appreciate you no matter what for tapping into the comments of the midweek mailbag. But without further ado, let's smoke this baby and get on into this next episode, or this next question on the midweek mailbag. I need this smoke, you guys. Holy shit. Hopefully you guys are sparking with me. I hope you guys are sparking with me. I truly do. It wouldn't be ourselves. So, the next question here on this midweek mailbag comes from @RealMage33. @RealMage33 on Twitter. Huge shout out to you. I appreciate you so much for tapping into these last minute. I only got 4 questions on my mailbag, and they were all pretty good. I mean, Besser Frank was a little bit of a hater, but @RealMage33 asks a really good question. Favorite childhood movie? I mean, that's all she tweeted at me. Favorite childhood movie. And what a great question. Yo, Sky is tapping in, says, how about a tennis update? I got my sponsorship shirt on, and Ford Dandy says, I am ... I'm not, what, Ford Dandy, what are you saying I am to? I'm kinda out of it here. But yeah, got it playing in the districts tournament today and yesterday. Got a nice win yesterday at Darling Tennis Center here in Las Vegas, and yeah, appreciate is tapping in here this morning, and Mercedington and Ford Dandy, appreciate you all. But anyways, the Real Mage 33 says favorite childhood movie, and guys, like if I had to pick a single movie, I don't even know what I would pick, but I love Harry Potter and Star Wars and I think just those two, basically. But honestly, I'm going to go with Star Wars. I don't know if there's ever been a more elite series of movies. Like, it has such a cult following, but the reason why is because they created such a deep and creative universe that allows you to escape the real one and follow the Skywalker and the flow of the Force. I just absolutely love Star Wars. I'm still a huge Star Wars nerd, but I just remember watching Star Wars with my family or with some friends and just losing myself in the vast galaxies of Star Wars created universe. It's an absolutely elite movie, but if I had to pick like a single one, maybe I'd go with Vin Diesel in The Pacifier. That shit was my favorite movie growing up. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen that movie, but Vin Diesel, an absolute classic. Yo, Mercedington says The Goonies. That's a great one. That is a great movie. I loved that movie when I was a kid. I should run that back and watch that one again. I love that wreck. Mercedington. But anyways, thank you to RealMage33 on Twitter for tapping in with that question. Great question. So the third question here on this midweek mailbag episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake comes from, I think, Flirty Perk with no vowels. FLRTYPRK. Getting a little medicated here, folks. Before I answer this next mailbag question. The question is from Flirty Perk, what is your grinder's name? Yo, I don't think anybody even asked about this yet, but I use my huge Santa Cruz shredder grinder every single day. It is the jumbo size Santa Cruz shredder. I don't even think they sell them anymore. You can check their website, but the large size is 2 inches, so like 2.5 inches. This one's 4, and I love using my grinder. Maybe you meant like what's the name of it? Like if I named it, man, I don't know. I don't have a name for my grinder, but if you guys have any suggestions for me, feel free to drop them in the comments. You got your shredder. But anyways, thanks Flirty Perk for the awesome question about my grinder, my pot. I fucking love that thing. I've been using it for years, and it's my favorite grinder. I don't know what, I'll have it forever probably. But anyways, before I seal the deal on this episode of the Wake and Bake, I have one more question coming in from @420industry and says, do you smoke with your parents? That is a great question. But before I get on into that, I just wanted to say I went to this unbelievable cannabis college in 2017 called Oaksterdam University. It's where I was just a passionate kid that loved to school for it. Oaksterdam University, online classes, learn how to grow at home. It's like a couple $100 to be an elite. Give yourself the elite home, or just start a cannabis business. So hit up Oaksterdam, their website, and if you guys do make the amazing decision to educate yourself on the industry through Oaksterdam, make sure you use promo code Rolling Spoon, one word, in the promo section, and it will get you 10% off of your tuition. Rolling Spoon scholarship, and yeah, go teach yourself about they're doing so much for the industry. For me, they did so much for me, and they're trying to do so much for you too. So 10% off, promo code Rolling Spoon, learn about pot. So the last question on this midweek mailbag episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake. Ariana Janae tapping into the show. Wow. Good morning, Ari. And Mercedington recommends the Blue Giant. Yo, I love it, Mercedington. I think that's the one. The Blue Giant. Mr. BG over here. Yeah. Grinding up the weed in the Blue Giant. Fuck yeah, Mercedington. But @420, do you smoke with your parents? So actually, my parents, I grew up and, not much. I didn't smoke until I was like 16. And even then, I didn't smoke a lot until I was like 18-ish. My family just didn't really know too much about pot. And, my parents didn't smoke. They said they'd smoked before, but they both had pretty rough experiences with it. And now, my dad took an edible and it tripped him out. I think there was something else going on in there, but he's still pretty a little bit too anxious to try pot again. But my mom will smoke with me every once in a while. She'll take a little edible here and there. But nothing's for everybody. And you are who you are, so embrace your family, I love them no matter what, but, they sesh with me, they'll smoke, but, they got their own preferences, But, anyways, I really, really appreciate 420 Industry, Flirty Perk, Real Mage 33, and Besser Frank for coming in last minute. Super clutch on Twitter for last minute mailbag questions. And the real OGs, the ones watching this, I have so much love for you, and I appreciate you for everything you do too. So hit the DMs and let's chat it up. Let's create some synergy. So much love to you, Roll Gang, and I hope you have an awesome, awesome day. And I will see you tomorrow for an episode of Canon News Thursday, Anchorman mode processor. So super excited for that. Break down this past week's cannabis news tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Pacific time. You know exactly. Facebook, YouTube.